Alright, today we're going to be making a video on how I make my oversized turnover necklaces. Basically what those look like is these. So this is one that I've made. Here's like another one that I've posted to Maker World. So we're going to be showing you how to use that. So basically what we're going to go with is we're going to start on vectorizer.ai. This used to be a free tool, but I believe it is paid for now. You're going to find your image, so we're going to use this Chief Wahoo head. And then basically you're going to grab your file, drag it in. It takes a second here. This will upscale too, so if you have a low image, it will upscale it. This is actually a pretty decent image. So you can see it's pretty clean already, but it does indeed clean up all your lines. Or hit download. Go ahead and follow these settings here. You're going to do SVG 1.1, and then stroke edges between shapes, and then download. You're going to drag this to your desktop. Then what we're going to do is open Fusion 360. This is free to download, as long as you're not using it for like commercial use and stuff. So you go to front here, which is what I always do. It's just what I know and what's easiest for me. You're going to come here and create sketch, and then just select to the right here of these two axes. Then you're going to come to create, rectangle, center rectangle. What we're going to do now is set up a boundary. So this is basically how big I want the image, or I should say the necklace. I don't want it to be any bigger than 200 by 200 millimeters. Finish the sketch. We're going to create another sketch. And I always click right here, kind of right next to the box. And then we're going to go to Insert, SVG, Insert from Computer, Desktop. Here's our SVG. It just shows as a white box. Mine always flips it. It used to not do that. Now it always does. So I always have to flip it and then scale it way down. And this is where that safety net here will help us out. So we'll basically just scale it till it fits inside the box. It's okay if it goes out just a little bit, depending on your printer. Hit OK. Finish. We can shut off that boundary sketch, and then we can delete that outside there. So now you can see here is, oh, let me go back there, sorry, put that back up. What we're going to do is select all this, so just click and drag, hit E for extrude on your keyboard. I do 14 millimeters, operation, new component, okay. And then I always rename this, so I'll call the first layer the base, and then we're going to do white, since the outside of this is white. Basically what that just did is it gave us our thickness. Now we can turn our sketch tube back on, because it will shut it off. Click the front there. I always start from the outside and go in, so my thinnest color is going to be the blue. So you're going to select everything that's blue, and then what you do is you just hold shift, and then left click. And then everything that is blue, we're going to go ahead and select it. So the eye, the ear, all these little pieces in the feather. It does help if you zoom in, because some of the spots are a little tricky. Okay, so now that we got all of our blue, oh, missed one. Now that I got all my blue pieces, you're going to hit E on your keyboard. My first layer, I like to do 1.2 millimeters, so you need to do negative 1.2. We're going to do new component, hit OK, and then this will obviously be blue. And you can see here, if we turn this, there's our blue, and you can see it extruded it out. So now I like to go into appearances and get all my colors ready, just because this makes it easier. I have a bunch of these saved. You can save some on your own. So we're going to do white, red, and like a dark blue. And then we can actually drag the white to the base, drag the blue to the blue, close out of this. So now all we technically need to do is the red, since the base is already white, so that's going to take care of all of our white. So we're going to select his face right here, and inside the feather. You can do this as thick as you want, but this layer, since it's only two colors, I'm going to do negative 2.4. And then we're going to go to operation, new component. Okay. And we're just going to call this red. Now we can hit A for appearance again. Go in and drag our red in there. close this, and then you can actually shut the sketch off now, and you can zoom in and kind of see your different layer heights there for your colors. Now all we technically have to do is add the ring for the chain. So I always go to the back, I shut the other colors off because when you join it, it just makes it easier. So go to the back, new sketch. I always click the pendant, and then you are going to go to a center diameter circle, make it 20 millimeters. Click the outside, O to offset, -3. So that's going to be our chain loop, and then you select it, M to move it, and then you can just kind of drag it to where, you know, a good center point of your pendant is. So we'll just do right there. And then what we're going to do is click inside, extrude. I do -7. I feel like it's a good, nice, thick. It doesn't break very easily. I used to do like -6 and had a couple issues with it breaking. And we are going to do join. And then now we're basically done with that. We can spin it back around, turn our two colors back on, and you can see now we're basically done. So I like to render it out if I post it to Maker World or whatever the case may be. So you hit design, render, click the scene setting. I like reflections on. I make the background a little bit darker. Go to environment library and do photo booth. And then now you basically can position it how you want it. Click capture image. And then you could just call it like Chief Wahoo render. Put it on your desktop. Now you can see it will be right here. It kind of gives you a nice 3D render. Close out of that. Click render, go back to design. Now we're going to make our file for Bambu or Orca or whatever you like to use. So just come to this top one that says unsaved, right click, export, save it. You're going to type, hit step, make sure it's on your desktop or wherever you want it, and export it. Then you're going to come over here, open it up, and I'll show you the settings that I personally use. Because I have had a bit of under extrusion in the past on the top layer. Just I figured out that it was speed, so its defaults to 200. And for whatever reason, didn't matter if I calibrated or what, the filament dried it, didn't matter. I kept getting under extrusion, but the speed took care of it. So you'll click your pendant, hit F, click the back, that'll lay it flat. Now you come over here to objects. Now our base is white, so you can just hit 3, which is right here. Blue is defaulted to blue, so that's fine. And then red, we're just going to do 2. Drag the prime tower out of the way, and then there's your necklace, or your pendant, I should say. Now for settings, I go to global, quality. I use arcane walls, default settings, strength. I do 3 walls. I do gyroid infill with 12%. It's more than strong enough. These things are incredibly strong. Speed, like I said, that top layer, I do 50. It gives me flawless top layers. I don't have to iron. It looks great every single time. For whatever reason, CuraSlicer loves brims, so I do no brim. Now for filament, it just depends on what you're using. I either use Bambu or Elegoo or whatever. So I will do, for like Mac volumetric, like 16. I personally shut my aux fan off because I feel like it gives more problems than good. And basically you'll slice it. 2 hours, 52 minutes. You can see it looks nice here. You can kind of look at the layers. Like I said, this gyroid it's incredibly strong. And you can see if you look, even the loop is pretty strong. So you do not really have to worry about anything breaking. So that's basically it. I will post a link to this video of the chain that I use. I actually have basically a save here of how I do my chain. So if I open this up, I have a full bed, which will do a full necklace if you just want to use a single color. And then I also have basically half of the necklace, and then you'll do obviously 2 plates of those if you're using 2 colors. So I will post a link to this, And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Hopefully this video is a little bit better than my light box video. Hopefully you can understand it better, and you can actually hear me, because last time my mic was too far away. So again, have any questions, feel free to let me know. Have a great night.